What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up, Star? Long time no see.
I know. How you been?
I've been good. I can't hear you though. I'm logged in on the internet and I can't hear us talking. All I hear is music.
Maybe it hasn't come up yet.
Okay, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
it's got like a little.
You guys knew.
It's got a little delay on it.
Oh, I can hear you now.
All right, that's good. So, how you been?
Girl, blessed and highly favored, and super excited to be working with my friend and sister and executive producer Cornelia Gale. I mean, just super excited to be on a radio show. I don't know what to do with myself.
All right. So, why don't you guys go ahead and tell us about the show that you guys are promoting and have come up and it's grown pretty big just in a little amount of time.
It's crazy. That's how you know it's nothing but God. But I'm going to let Cornelia go into detail because she is the show's creator and the full force behind it. Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's good. So about this show that has become like just so big and so popular, how did it even start?
The Real Babymamas, I did LA and then teamed up with Laio to do the Real Babymamas of Atlanta. LA was already, we were branding and putting it out there, getting it played on the local community channels. And then when we reached out, when we connected to do Atlanta, it just took the show to a whole nother level. They're actually sister shows, so we're gonna be doing Baby Mamas LA and the Baby Mamas of Atlanta. And basically we just want to show the successes, failures, struggles of a single parent, what it's like to do whatever it is that you need to do to raise, take care, feed, and clothe your children.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you tell us some of the stories of the women that are featured on the show?
And I guess I'll start with Atlanta first, since Laio, the initial interview was for the Atlanta show. We have a famous comedian, Miss Peaches. She have some kids that suffer with, she have kids that have some type of problems that she worked through, so she's able to, disabled kids, I guess you would call it disabled kids, so we're going to show how she is able to be so successful doing what she's doing and still be able to be a mother and take care of her kids even though they have disabilities. We have another character in Atlanta named Jazz, and her son also suffers with cancer. And I think I want to let Laio explain the Atlanta characters because she knows them a little more better. She knows the stories of them a little better than me, so I'll just tell you about the LA cast, because Laio is working hands-on with the girls in Atlanta, and I've read their bios, but I still think Laio will be better at telling their story. So,
okay.
The girls in LA, we have Amelia, she's known as China on the show. She's a single parent. Her child's father was incarcerated throughout her pregnancy. She grew up in the foster care system. She lost her mom at a young age. We have Beauty. She's on the LA show. Her name is Sierra Gilchrist. She was a runaway. She had a lot of problems with DCCS. She's also, she was homeless at the time of the show, but she has housing now. Her son was faced with gang violence at 1 year old. You know, he had guns put in his face, so we worked with her to bring about some different solutions and change. She's in school now. We have two girls from Compton who were best friends. They end up having a threesome, and the best friend got pregnant by the other best friend boyfriend, and she ended up taking her friend of 6 years, who's also her neighbor boyfriend. So now he's her baby daddy. And then we have another girl from Compton. Her name is Kalisha Jameson. She's known as Sister Love on the show. She raised her daughter, who is now 16, with no support from the father ever. And she's managed to make sure her daughter made it through private school and had everything she needs. So the LA show more so focuses on like our women coming through domestic violence, sexual abuse, foster care system, and everybody just working to rebuild their lives and take care of their kids. And then I'll let Laio tell you about the Atlanta characters.
Okay.
Okay, basically one of our characters was married. She didn't start off being a baby mama. She started off being a wife, and she actually admitted to actually, looking down on baby mamas in the sense that she would tell people, oh no, I'm a wife, this, that, and the other. And basically now her and her husband are separated. They're not legally divorced yet. But in the midst of their separation, he ends up having a baby by another girl. And that girl is also on our show as well. And I'm not going to tell you everything because that'll sort of like spoil the element of surprise. So you have to watch the show to see what actually goes on between these two women. And then we have another character who basically was also a wife, and she's now a baby mama. She is divorced. She's actually homeless. Her husband did cheat on her. She's been a victim of violence. A lot of these women have struggled to make ends meet in the past, and they still are struggling to make ends meet. But the main thing is that these women have survived all those trials and tribulations, and they're all trying to get back on their feet. Some of them are household names, especially here in Atlanta and abroad. So basically, we just want to give these women an opportunity to be heard. We want to empower women, not just baby mamas, but specifically baby mamas because of the title of the show. We just want these women to know that they are important, they are loved, and that we're here for them in every capacity possible. But and one of our cast members is also running for president of the United States. We're not going to tell you which one, but that's pretty big.
Okay, that's what's up. So, would you say that you guys started the show to kind of shine a better light on baby mamas? Because, as you said, even one of the ladies used to talk down on baby mamas and make it seem like, these women just went out there just to have kids. When in true reality, most of them were actually in relationships, and then the relationship just didn't work out. Or, like the guy just turned into a whole different person rather than, them just, messing around and got pregnant,
I would say we did start the show because every time somebody attempts to do a baby mama anything, society try to shut them down, call them ratchet, act like they took black people back 100 years. But let's not forget, my single grandmother, my single mom, they raised me. They was baby mamas. They wasn't married to their child's father. And I'm not going to let nobody belittle somebody that could be so strong. We've held corporations together. We've taken care of other people's kids. We've taken care of the neighborhood kids. We've fed, clothed, provided. Even though we don't have a lot coming up as single parents, you would never know it because we've always teamed together and did what it took to make stuff happen. So I refuse to see society keep belittling single mamas because of a name. Because if it wasn't for us, half of the people wouldn't be where they are now.
That is so true. So, where can people find the show if they want to catch up with the episodes? And when is the next episode to be released, if you know?
Right now, we have 6 episodes of the LA show that's airing on the Community Access channels. We only have 1 episode on YouTube because different stations have agreed to air the show. Mm-hmm. So they didn't want all episodes on YouTube. Like I had all 6 episodes on YouTube initially, but I was asked, since we're running them in different areas, if I could take them down. So they can go to my channel, youtube.com/Cornelia Gale Ground Up, and they would see the trailer, the Meet the Cast, and episode 2 of the LA show. And it's CORNELIAGAIL Ground Up at YouTube, on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Or if that's too complicated, they can go to the website and see the YouTube channel. And the website is the realbabymamasla.com. or the Real Baby Mamas Los Angeles.com. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for the Real Baby Mamas LA and the Real Baby Mamas Atlanta, so they can find us on the social sites as well.
Okay, that's what's up. So, do you plan to take this show like to every state or to different locations?
Yes, we do plan on expanding because there's baby mamas all over the world. And the more I reach out and talk to different women, we all face the same struggles and challenges. We all have the same similar goals and successes. And I just want women all over to be heard.
Okay, and how would women go about maybe getting featured on your next show?
They can email Laio, and she can give you her email address, or they can send a message through one of the social sites, one of our social media sites.
Okay. And Laio, what's your email?
They can reach me at Laio the Manager, and that's L as in Larry, A as in Apple, I as in Igloo, O as in Octopus, the Manager, all spelled out, at Gmail. Again, that's Laio the Manager at gmail.com.
All right. So what's in the plans for the Real Baby Mamas? Like, what's next? What's the next step for you guys?
We're trying to get syndicated. The only reason why we're doing the local access stations is while we're shopping the show and branding the concept, we still want to put the show out there.
Okay.
Because I believe that women strengthen each other, so that's why we've decided, instead of just shopping the show and holding it, to actually put the show out and let it run on local stations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's what's up. So, for people listening in you guys' area in Los Angeles and Georgia, what channels are the show featured on?
The show is getting ready to play on Cap in Ventura and Camarillo, and it's also going to play in Pasadena. And I'm also looking to do local stations in like the Long Beach, San Bernardino, Santa Monica areas. But right now, so far, the Cap station has agreed to run the show, and the Ventura, Camarillo, and Pasadena stations have agreed to run the show. We're just waiting on a date.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. So we're going to go into a little music break, and then we'll be back to talk to Laio Moris and Cornelia Gale a little bit more about the Real Baby Mamas of Los Angeles and Atlanta. I'm Star Ramsey.
I'm DJ Mello.
And you listening to TakinOverRadio.com. We'll be back after this.
Yep. Yo, what's up? It's your girl Trina, a.k.a. the baddest chick, a.k.a. it's the $1 million girl speaking. Shout out to all the coast-to-coast DJs. Download all their mixtapes at coast-to-coastmixtapedjs.com.
DJ Mello, DJ Mello, DJ Mello, DJ Mello, DJ
Yeah.
What up? I'm Star Ramsey.
DJ Mello.
And you're listening to TakingOverRadio.com. We're back on the air with Miss Cornelia Gale and Laio Morrison. How you ladies doing? That's good. All right. So,
the sun's shining in Cali. It's shining in ATL, too.
It's shining in Charlotte. Finally.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's been cold too many days. It's finally starting to warm up. But we want to ask you a little bit more, like just a little backstory on the show. Like, who does, you guys is, how do you get in contact with the stylist to help, like, style the ladies or anything like that? Like, how did it all come together?
Well, right now, we don't have a budget, so we pretty much do all that stuff ourselves. A lot of the ladies are very talented. Like, you have hairstylists, makeup artists. I'm a film student. I have one semester left before I get my degree, so I'm able to film, edit, direct, produce. So it's like we don't have a big budget, so we're pretty much doing everything on our own.
Okay.
So we're putting it together from years of experience of doing different management and trying different stuff. We just multi-talented, I would say.
Well, that's good. It's better to have, a few people that can do everything than have to have a whole bunch of people that can only do one thing. So,
and that's what's happening with us. Everybody is able to do. It comes along with being a single parent. You learn to multitask.
That's what's up. So, what about the filming? You do all the filming yourself?
I do all the filming, all the editing.
That is what's up. Because I was watching the episode 2, and I was like, how it had like the little clips in the beginning and everything. I was like, oh, this is fancy. Like, this is nice. And so I was like, I was wondering just in my own mind who was doing all of that. And that's good to know that it's you. Like, that is so dope. What got you into going to film school?
I've always liked the cameras and filming, and when I was younger, one day I woke up and was like, I want to do a movie, and I shot a whole movie. Like, it wasn't clear, the shots wasn't as clear as the show. I just woke up, me and some kids, and we filmed a movie. I paid somebody to edit the movie. So it's something I've always been interested in. I just never really had a time to pursue it because I was working in corporate doing sales.
Uh-huh.
And, sales jobs pretty much take up your life. By the time you finish selling all day and doing paperwork, you got to go to bed, wake up, start all over again. So I never had time to really focus on it.
That's what's up.
But Sarah, she's being very secretive and humble. What she hasn't mentioned is that first movie was a sequel to her book called Girls in the Game, and she's a self-published author. She has her own publishing company. She's authored 4 books and published them herself. And her latest book is called Facebook, The New Look. So her first movie was done years and years and years ago. So this is totally a part of her destiny. And to me, for her to pack up, which is what a lot of wives, they won't do. They will not pack up, leave where they live, go to California so that she can enroll in school. I mean, she did what any person with the most sense would do. She's gotten her education to get her degree. Now she doesn't have to pay anybody to film and edit. And she doesn't have to pay anybody to even shop the show for her because her past has, it's prepared her for where she is and where she's about to go. And I just feel like any cast member and anybody involved with this project can benefit from it because she's worked so hard. But truth be told, this is a part of her DNA, this whole film and entertainment thing, and she's managed artists as well. She's pretty multi-dimensional, not just multi-talented, but multi-dimensional.
Okay, and what about you? How did you get involved in the show?
Well, as earlier when I mentioned we were friends, we haven't always been friends. Like, we grew up in the very same neighborhood in Richmond, Virginia, and we weren't friends because we didn't want to be. We just weren't a part of the same circle. And she has a son, and I have a daughter that are the same age. And our children became friends in high school, so in turn, we became friends. And I always knew that she was an author and stuff like that. I didn't know that she had done a movie, but she's very popular as an author in our hometown, so I knew about what she had done. And as a result of becoming her friend, I found out more things about her, and I was like, just hoping and praying that I would one day be able to work with her. But we were both very busy and miles apart, and it didn't happen until now. So when she offered me, I just stayed on her star. I was like, I'm going to do something with this girl. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm not going to stop until it happens. And sure enough, God made a way right now for us to be working together, and she's given me a wonderful opportunity to work on something that I'm truly passionate about, and that's reality shows. Like, everybody that knows me knows that I am a reality show freak, and that I truly believe, as a business and entertainment management and marketing consultant, that reality shows are the most effective and economical way to market and advertise anybody and anything. So I'm truly, truly, truly blessed right now to have somebody as talented as her, someone that took the time to go get the education. She can film and edit herself. She can finance the whole project herself, and she cares enough about us to want to get paid to be on her project, to go out there and shop the show and get us a production budget. So I know that we're going to be, I predict a bidding war. This is what I predict. I predict that all these networks are going to be fighting over our show. It just hasn't happened yet, but it is going to happen.
All right. So,
amen, Laio. I touch and agree. Come on now.
So what would you say to all the baby mamas out there listening to our show, and all the women just in general who have a story to tell?
Don't let nobody shut you down. Ain't nobody better than you. Don't let nobody tell you less than. Because some people couldn't even do what we do is place in our shoes. They wouldn't even know how to feed the baby, how to go get money to feed the baby, how to pay the bills, how to keep the lights from going off. Like, everybody talking wouldn't probably be able to even function in your shoes. So you can't let nobody feel like you less than because you got 6 kids, got 6 different babies. Okay, it happened. Move on. Don't stay there. Do what you got to do. Them your kids. You stuck with them.
All right.
Okay, we do have a baby mama from Charlotte. I'm sorry that I didn't mention her. Her name is Virginia Lewis, and she goes as Ms.VA. And she actually has dual residency in Charlotte and in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta one week. She's in Charlotte another weekend. And basically that's why we were able to cast her for the show, because she spends half of her time here. Like I said, she has dual residency. And she actually has 7 children. All I can say is kudos and hats off to her. So you guys got to look out for Miss Boss. She right there in Charlotte.
All right. So just one more time, why don't you guys go ahead and shout out your information before we wrap up the interview, so that people can know how to contact you if they want to either get featured on the show, or they want to know where they can watch the show and just keep up to date with it.
They can go to www.therealbabymamasla.com, www.therealbabymamaslosangeles.com. Eventually, we'll have an Atlanta.com, but we don't have it quite yet. They can go to the Real Baby Mamas Atlanta Twitter or Instagram, LA. The Real Baby Mamas Twitter or Instagram for Atlanta. Laio, you can give them some information as well. Okay. Basically, you can use the email that I mentioned earlier, laiothemanager@gmail.com. I have Laio, the producer, @gmail.com. And if you just Google me, Laio Moris, all my social networking websites will pop up. So it'll take you to my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube. It'll take you to everything. And my phone number is 404-590-LAIO, and that's LAIO.
All right. Well, that's fancy enough.
Oh, and they can also go to my website, which is laiothemanager.com.
All right. Well, once again, we want to thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. We want to give a big shout out to Miss Gail and Miss Moris. And again, I'm Star Ramsey.
DJ Mello.
And you've been listening to TakingOverRadio.com. Be sure to check out the Real Baby Mamas of Los Angeles and the Real Baby Mamas of Atlanta coming up